Check, 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 check. What's going on, everybody? Come on in here. All right, we got somebody here. Speak up, say hello. St. Nick. What's going on, brother? I'm feeling the need to do some cleaning. I tell you that. I got a whole bag full of shit that I need to clean. I ain't done none of my stuff. And yours is going to take priority, of course. All right, Joseph, hello. How you doing, buddy? Hanging out, eating cheesecake. Oh, I got some strawberry shortcake that's left in the fridge. I might go hit that up in a little bit. I got some leftover turkey and shit in there. I might go chow on that for a little bit. No, we can hook you up in a pour. That's not a problem. I'm glad y'all coming over to say hi. That's cool. Oh, good for you, Joseph. That's awesome. It's always nice to have good news. Yeah, and I love a challenge. So, Mikey, if you want something done, as long as it's a negative draft and I can do it, we can make some shit happen. I like Replicants' work, but it's kind of really become commercial. It's not like the old school pour. They got all the machinery, they got a whole factory that's doing their shit now. So I'm not trying to put them down. God bless them for what they do. He's obviously doing some good shit, and his pours come out beautiful. I mean, I'm an old school pour. I have several reckless pieces, and they're all perfect. They got the nice flat shiny back on them. They're stamped perfectly. You know, it's all their machinery. that's doing all that stuff. It's not hand done anymore like they used like they started off doing. So I don't really consider it real pouring anymore. They might start off with the first one as a real pour, but then it becomes commercialized, and they're just popping them out like freaking Pez dispensers. Oh, it's like a sand pour. That's cool. So you must have got a prototype or something like that, because he will sell his prototypes, and they're expensive. 5 of 5. That's pretty good. No Wounded Warrior pour. That's good. I did a big ship round for Wounded Warrior pour for last year for Tres Amigos, MLZB, Jenny Sweetheart, Cash. I did like a 6.8 ounce pour of a ship round. Hello, Ben. How you doing? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the shit show. Humble just got off, so I figured I'd come in here and see what's going on. Give y'all a place to go if you weren't ready to crash out yet. I got tomorrow off. I got the entire weekend off, so I can definitely spend some time. Hey, Tim. I can definitely spend some time tonight hanging out, chilling, having some conversation with some good people. I got some stuff to send out tomorrow. Goomba Gary won this on my last live. Nice little walker. And Renee and me won this. Nice little Benny. And Humble, it was weird because there was Liberty and Humble. Both of us, we're all in the metal mob. And Liberty got picked a number, and he gifted. Well, he didn't gift it, but he let we redid the number. So Goomba Gary got this one, and then Humble freaking hit the number on this one, and then he not only let it roll again, but Humble jumped up and said, "I'm going to add another one to it." So John has got $2 coming from, and Goomba has this one coming from me. So I got to get that all packaged up tomorrow and get that sent out. And I got a couple other packages I got to send out tomorrow. But isn't it crazy, Ben? I mean, what were we at? 56.43, I think was the closing. I go by PCGS because they're not selling anything. They're not a box house. If you go to SD Bullion and shit like that, it's like over $63 an ounce by the time you're finished paying for it. Rasbobo, I don't know what I'm gonna make this weekend. I get a lot of different stuff, that I've been wanting to pour. I think this weekend is probably going to be a lot of cleaning because I have a lot of pours that I've done, for the past couple months that are just basically sitting there, and I haven't done anything with them because my heart hasn't been into it. If my heart's not into it, my artistic ability is not into it. So I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to rush a pour. I definitely want to work on Nick's Bearhead tomorrow. I'm excited about that. I'm really getting into it. I think it's going to be freaking. Well, I know it's going to be awesome, but you know, I'm feeling the vibe right now. Is all I can say. I'm getting excited. I want to do it, and that's what's going to make it really good. Because if I don't want to do it, I'm going to push it. I'm going to rush it, and it's going to come out like shit. And I don't send out anything that I don't want to, that I wouldn't approve of myself. So I have to wait till that mood hits me to where I'm ready to do it. I'm an artist. Now, what can I say? All right, does everybody here know Ben? Because he seems pretty cool. He's talking the right shit. He knows what he's talking about. So we're gonna make you blue, brother. Now you can go in and look up everybody. Hit them up. Sub everybody up. Make sure you leave a comment on one of their shorts or videos or something so it sticks. There's so many times that people, oh, I just like your channel, and I'll have like, oh, I think I'm like four, I think I'm like 489 or something like that right now, and I went to up to 495, and then it all of a sudden it just dropped off. You gotta like the chant. You gotta like the videos. You gotta go in there and you gotta like it. Leave a comment. That way it sticks. Because if you just like it, if you just sub somebody, a lot of times it doesn't stick. YouTube wants to see you actually be involved. So y'all make sure that you do that with anybody that you sub up. Raspobo, I use both. I usually start with a Dremel to do the hard work, and then I go to a file, and then I'll go to sandpaper, and then I'll go to my tumbler. Oh, good for you, Ben. That's a hell of a freaking thing to take on. But, God bless you. Yeah, I thought about, maybe a coin shop one day, but I don't know. I'm too much into pouring. I collect a lot of coins, old coins and shit like that, but my heart is really into pouring. I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, Mikey, that's up to you. I mean, if you like reckless metals and stuff, go for it. I mean, they have a definitely high premium to them, but and they make some beautiful shit. I'm not going to argue that fact. The only thing I'm saying is most of their work is like factory work. You know, they put it through the roller, they put it in a machine, they stamp it. The leftover pieces they just melt down and use for something else that's coming up. It's a big difference between doing a personal pour, that you put in the sand, you know, and they start with a real actual pour, but then it gets commercialized. And God bless them. I mean, they're doing it and they're making some freaking serious money. I've seen, one of their 1 ounce pours that they've made go for over $1,000 because it was a prototype. That's fucking insane. That's crazy. Whoever's paying that freaking premium on that is out of their fucking mind. Angry Warrior is really good too. I've actually been compared to Angry Warrior by Jeff Crumpler. But I do some sick ass shit. And all my stuff is real, and you're always gonna see me do it for real. I don't edit. I don't do anything like that. So when you see me pour, you're gonna see me fuck up. You're gonna see me succeed, but you're gonna watch it right along with me. Oh yeah, we got tons of numismatic stuff. Shit, I collect everything from Roman and Greek coins all the way up to piece dollars, half dollars. You name it. Ben Franklin's, Mercury's. Constitutional is a good place to go right now, especially with the price of silver right now. So if you can get some good constitutional, go for it. I've got bags of constitutional silver. Bart, you headed out? All right, thanks for stopping by, my brother. Oh, that is sweet, Bart. I mean, Ben. Good for you. I'm working on 2 rolls of complete sets of Mercury dimes. Obviously, I'm missing the 1916D or 16 or 17. I don't remember anymore. The rare one. It's like fucking $450 for a lawnmower coin. But I'm pretty much 3/4 of the way through on 2 sets. Yeah, 1916D. That's the golden child. I got the S, I got the Philly, I ain't got the D yet. That'll probably come in a slab because it needs to be authenticated for the price that it's going to be. Oh, Ben, you are my freaking hero. You want to get rid of one of those? Let me know. Yeah, I got a bunch of barbers. I just bought 2 rolls of barbers. Oh, not too long ago. I even got the booby quarter. I got the booby quarter. Um, Shit, I got tons of stuff. Yeah, barbers are really cool. I mean, Mercuries are nice, but barbers are sweet. I'm a Benny and a Mercury guy. I prefer Peace dollars over Morgans because they didn't sit in a bag for 100 years. They were actually in somebody's pocket. This is actually my pocket piece that I've been carrying around. 1923. I always do that. I never get it upright. But this came to me from OC Stacker, and it was toned. He was like, "I don't think the toning is real." And it's like when he when I looked at it, I said, "Yeah." I said, "That's not real." I said, "But send it to me anyway." So I dipped it and cleaned it all up, got rid of all that fake shit. Somebody put some liver of sulfur on here, or threw it in a bag full of eggs or some shit. I don't know what they did, but it cleaned up nice. That's a pretty little piece dollar right there. I got a bunch of little piece dollars, but this has been my pocket piece for the week since I got it. It's a D, and you can see down here at the very end of the tail. You can see that little thing right there. It's a D. Yeah, I got a lot of bennies. I'm working on two sets of those as well, and those are about 3/4 of the way done as well. But I'm doing the bennies, I'm doing the Mercuries, I'm doing the Roosevelts, the regular quarters. Um, I did the Kennedys. That wasn't hard. I mean, it's like 5 or 6 coins that you got to get. What else? That's not counting the missed dies or the die imperfections. I mean, just the standard coin. Well, yeah, that's because silver's gone up to fucking 56.43. So I mean, Constitution was going to go right along with it. Oh, 1/4 eagles are in your sweet spot. I do a lot of 1/10s. I do. I've actually picked up enough to do a pour. I've got 1.04 ounces of 1/10s, grams, half grams, all that shit. I got it all in a tube. So I'm ready to do my first gold pour. But I gotta change it up. I can't do my big furnace because it's not gonna work. So I need to go to like a jeweler's torch. So I gotta buy that set up, and then I'm gonna do a nice silver pour. I mean a nice gold pour, but I gotta do it in a little. I gotta do it in a crucible like this. I can't do it in a big, 3K, you know, furnace pour. It's not gonna work out right. It's gonna get screwed up. It's gonna slag out. I'm gonna have gold bouncing all over the table. Yeah, John, you're right. That's why this thing came out so clean. I hit it in a little e-zest. I think you saw me do it on my last live that I did. I did it right in front of you guys, and it came out like this. I mean, it was all kinds of rainbow. It was weird rainbow colors. It looked like somebody had did something to it. It's like, no, there's no way that's real. And after a couple minutes of dipping it and just rubbing it with my fingers, all that stuff came off. I was like, no, I got a nice peace seller. I'll add it to my collection. But yeah, if it's not real, it's gonna rub off. Well, usually I just get cheap buffalo rounds, to do my silver pouring. Or if I get a large generic bar, I don't want to melt anything that's important. I've had people send me 1 ounce bars to melt and stuff like that, but these are these are like 1970 bars, and it's like, oh hell no, I can't melt these. I want cheap generic buffalo rounds because they're cheaper than buying shot. If you go to buy shot, the little pebbles, you know what I'm talking about. It costs more to buy shot than it does to buy a buffalo round. So I'll go get some cheap buffalo rounds. As long as they're 3/9 fine. I'll just throw in a bunch of buffalo rounds until I can make all my pours. No, I don't cut them up before I melt them. I'll do a ping test and I'll do a scratch test or something like that. But you're gonna know as soon as you put it in the crucible if there's copper in there or if there's something else inside of that round. You're gonna know. And I don't buy from people that I don't know. So everybody that I buy from, I trust. Everybody I deal with, I ain't got to worry about it because I know this shit's real. Oh, just to melt faster? No, I'm not worried about it. My crucible, I can throw in. I'm getting ready to do I want to do my first kilo pour, and I'll just throw in 32 rounds and just freaking let it melt. Monster Box in-house fire leaves green crap all over the stuff. If you got green crap all over the stuff, you got brass in there, bro. That's where that green shit comes from is brass. I know what you're talking about. It leaves that like a white spider web all inside your crucible, all on the lid. That's brass, dude. Monster Box plastic. I don't know what you're talking about there then. Because I damn sure ain't bought a Monster Box. So, well, I know what a Monster Box is. But what's in your monster box should be freaking pure silver. Yeah, I got a bunch of silver eagles. Stacking 1996 like a madman. Shit, I couldn't even tell you what my dates are. I got dates for ASEs all over the place. Sweet. Besides 1995 Washington. No, Ben, you seem to know your shit. So that's pretty cool. I'm basically more of a pourer than anything else. I don't go crazy about, I got a penny. I got to find out what date it is, what it is. You know, does it have any, imperfections? Is there this or there's that? I'm a collector, I'm a stacker, and I'm a pourer. And I love it all too. I mean, I got a jar sitting over there with 82 and below pennies. I've got a box of Wheaties. I've got a whole thing over there with, a bunch of foreign coins that I've got from Coinstar. A lot of euros, shit like that. Because where I work, we are in a melting pot, and it's crazy. Holy shit! I couldn't even find a fucking parking spot this morning because we have a mall that's right next to us. 7 o'clock in the morning, our parking lot was full. I couldn't even find a place to park. I had to park out in the middle of the freaking boondocks because all these freaking people were parking in our parking lot and going to the mall. And I work at a grocery store, but everybody parked in our parking lot and walked across the street to the mall. Well, I got some nice ancient coins. I got some. Who is it? Marcus Aurelius and his wife, uh, Lucretia, I think it is. And then they have a bunch of Greek coins. And I also deal with a lot of antiquities that I bought, like ancient Egypt, like scarabs and different other things that I bought. This here, let me be careful with it. This here is a 1900-year-old Roman vessel that I put my parents' ashes in. That's why I sealed it up with wax. But that's 1900 years old, and I keep that. But I got Roman coins. I've got Alaskan. What's going on, brother? I just saw you pop up there. But I thought it was a good place for my mom and my dad's ashes to go. I actually have a video of it putting in there. It's an old video. It's a short, I think. I'm not sure. But Ben, give me a second, and I'll pull out some shit, and I'll let you see some of my pores. They haven't been cleaned yet. Okay. You gotta understand that. But it'll kind of give you an idea of the shit I do. All right, Ben. Here we go. Here's a nice 10 ouncer. I think I'm gonna remelt it because I hate the back. I tried to give it that little wiggle and it just didn't come out right. So I think I'm gonna melt this. This was a 10-ounce bar that I did. I did the Sword and the Stone, which came from this. You can see how that works, right? All this still needs to be cleaned up. Did a nice little acorn. I even did a peanut. Ain't that cool? I think that's a shit. I was making boiled peanuts, and I was like, "Damn it!" I said, "I'm gonna take one of those peanuts. Just gonna, make a cast out of it." And then we have Las Vegas pour. You can see the spur on there. I ain't cut that off or nothing yet, so I gotta trim all this shit off. But the detail on this came out beautiful. This was a magnet that LBS sent me. And then Nick, the piece of resistance, is the bear head. Nick sent me this, and he wanted me to pour it for him. And he's gonna want garnets put in the eyes, and we're gonna make a nice little wooden plaque. He's got a lot of dental work that needs to be done, but I mean the bear's head itself came out very, very beautiful. It just, I'm gonna be hitting this thing tomorrow. I'm gonna leave the sprue on for a while because I gotta put it in the clamp so I can I have to gouge the eyes out a little bit so I can get the garnets in there. But this is the kind of shit I do. I mean, I do wild ass stuff just for fun. And of course, we have the Cartier Silver button. Got some nice CS on it. That's my little stamp. I have a bigger one. Let me show you that. This was my first 10-ounce pour. It's got the big Cartier Silver stamp on it. That's a 10 ouncer. I did it all ball peen. But that's a chunky monkey right there. That'll knock a bitch out. Yeah, I've had the Sword in the Stone for a while. I mean, I poured this probably about 2 months ago. And, like I've said, unless I feel like cleaning it and my heart's not in it, I'm not going to do it. But I'm going to put garnets in here and up in the very top. I'm going to antique the bottom, keep the sword perfect, nice and silver. I'm going to do the hilt with a little bit of a. I'm going to tone it as well, but I'm going to leave it like more of a gold. And I'm going to do the handle, a darker color. And with the garnets put inside there, I think it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. But I haven't done anything with it for a few months now. Hopefully this weekend. I've got this weekend and next weekend off. I'm going to pour a bunch of more stuff, but I definitely need to get into cleaning. Which one, Ben? How many ounces is that? Which one? Which one you think? Well, I'll show you right now. Which one are you talking about? The Sword in the Stone? I think it was like 5.6. I don't remember. Let's see what we got. 5.57 for that one. No, I'm not scared of doing big pours. All right, wrong channel. Roll them up in the carpet. That's the metal mob way. Roll it up in the carpet and get rid of it and put it in the trunk. The peanut, I don't know yet. Because it's still got the sprue on it. But right now, let's see what the peanut is. The peanut is 2.54 right now. And that's a lot of sprue on there. So it's probably going to cut that in half. So you're probably going to be looking at like maybe 1.5. Vegas is 4.84. So you can lose at least an ounce, maybe an ounce and a half off of that sprue. So it's probably wind up being like a 3.5. Oh, the key. Holy shit. I forgot about the key. Way to go, Marsh. Keeping me in line. All right, that's a key I got from an antique store. And you can see here, it looks like it says 25. I don't know if this was a key to a prison cell or what it was. but I got it in the antique store for like $5. So I poured it, and I got a lot of cleanup to do in there. But this one is, oh, it shut off. Hold on. That's like 2.81 ounces. And I even had the guy at the antique store, because I told him what I was going to do with it. He says, if you pour that in silver, he says, you bring me one back. He says, and we'll put it in my case. I've also done, I did this little thing, but I put it on one of the plastic cases for, the square plastic cases for the coins. Let me see if I can find that one. There it is. I haven't put it in the tumbler yet. I got the edges all cleaned up, but it needs to go in the tumbler, get cleaned up. No, it's just a regular flat back. And Ben, here's something you might like. Right there. It's got my CS right there. This is the USS Constitution. 6.68 ounces. Got my CS down here in the bottom. And that came from FG Stacker. FG Stacker made me 3D prints. I've got like, wow, I got a bunch of them. I've got like 6 of them all together. This is the same one, but with a new back on it. And then I have the Black Pearl. Not a real ship, but I still had to have it. Then we have this one, which is the Endeavor. I poured this once, but I didn't like the way it came out, so I remelted it. This one is the Victoria. FG Stacker did all these for me. This is the Cuddy Stark. Another beautiful one. And this last one is the Great Republic. So I plan on pouring all of these. Now I don't have old Ironsides yet. I'm going to have to get with FG again. But I poured this one. And I also poured this for Wounded Warrior Project. With MLZB and everybody like that. So we gave that away last year, with the courtesy of, FG doing the pour, OC Stacker, donating some silver. And we made this for Wounded Warrior Project last year. So that was pretty freaking cool. Oh, is that what they called, the USS? Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Old Ironsides. Because they had those steel plates put on the side. You gotta forgive me. It's like what? 2:30 in the morning here. I just worked all day. But I really like the Cuddy Start. Well, Cuddy Sark. I think that's gonna be my next one that I'm gonna pour. Used to be the fastest ship in the world. Not to mention, I like the whiskey. There it is. That's a beautiful ship. Look at that. Oh, excuse me. That's a beautiful piece right there. And it's not as thick as the other one, so that'll probably come out about 5 ounce. Oh, excuse me. My biggest pour so far has probably been this. That's 6.68. I want to do a kilo. I've got the mold and everything. All I got to do is go out there and do it. With that one, I'm definitely going to use a new crucible. I got a brand new crucible sitting out there waiting for that pour. But like I said, I got a lot of cleanup to do. I got all these pieces down here. This one's pretty good. This one's pretty much done. I got a finished file in the sides and throw it in the tumbler and should be ready to go. Um, all these I need to cut the sprues off. Fuck, I probably got freaking sprues are more expensive than the freaking pour. You know what I mean? Look at this freaking acorn. Oh my god, that's a whole nother acorn down there. But I'm gonna cut this short here. That way I can put a little stem on it. I'll just grind off all that shit. But I think that's pretty cool. My roommate had a bunch of little wooden acorns that she was gonna add to arts and crafts stuff. She's like a Martha Stewart kind of shit. She loves doing crafts. So I was like, let me borrow one of those. Yeah, Cutty Sark is a Scottish whiskey. You want to see it? Got the bottle right there, brother. That was one of my uncle's favorite drinks. That's all he drank. Yeah, little Cuddy never hurt. I'll tell you what. I had some stomach issues the other night. Well, me and we were doing the metal mob. And I'm like, fuck this. I went and I pulled that bottle. I've had this bottle sitting here for probably about 2 weeks. I ain't touched it. And my stomach was so screwed up. I was running back and forth to the toilet while I'm trying to do the show. I was like, fuck this. I said, I grabbed that bottle of freaking scotch and I put it on a table. I said, I don't know what's going on with my stomach, but we're going to burn this son of a bitch out. And I've been feeling great ever since. I had like 2 or 3 drinks out of it while I was doing the show. And next day I felt great. So go Scott, go Cuddy Start. Well, I only had like 3 drinks, so and I cut it with ginger ale, so I make a highball out of it. So I don't drink it straight. but I've been using this as my giveaway. What I'll do is I'll take a post-it note and I'll write a number and I'll stick it on the back of the bottle and I'll make everybody guess the number, and then I use my Cutty Sark bottle as a reveal. So when they win, I turn it around, show the number. That's why we got Goomba Gary and we got John. I'm going to be setting those out tomorrow. And John's getting another one too because Humble had won, so he's going to get 2 coins. So I thought it was a nice little reveal. Oh, Ben, you hang around here long enough, you would not believe the shit that I give away. I give away proof sets all the time. Wait till I hit my 500. My 500 will be a big giveaway. And shit, and then I got all the shipping that goes after it. I think last time I spent like almost $60 just in shipping. No, I appreciate that, Ben. No, make sure you like, comment, share. I mean, whatever you got to do, make it stick. Because a lot of times when you sub somebody and you don't go back and watch their videos or something like that, your sub won't stick. YouTube will drop it. Block us. What's going on, my brother? How you doing? This is something I got from Ron Navy that he got from Block us. I did a whole series on these. Beautiful little ships. All have great stories to them. Where are you from, Ben? Yeah, they're all 3 grams at 925. That's in Kentucky? All right, cool. Yeah, we got people all over the world that hang out with us. If you want to meet people from all over the world, you stick with our group, sub up to everybody. You're blue, sub up, and oh, blockers, are you kidding me? Those will never be melted, ever. That's my desk piece. It stays right over there in the corner. I even got your postcard sitting on. Well, you even got that postcard sitting on top. That thing will never be melted, ever. Oh, if you're going to add in Billy Ray, you gotta add in. You gotta add in Miley, little chicken butt. Oh, Cash Money's not too far from you. Yeah, I've done quite a few transactions with Cash Money. Wow, that's weird. That had Billy Ray in Homeroom in 1980. Let me pull out my address book. All right, guys, I need a pause for the cause. You'll just talk amongst yourself for a minute. Hooty hoo! I'm back, y'all. But Ben, I got well over 200 videos, and if you want to go check shit out, I always record my pours, whether they're good or bad. That's something that I do personally. You know, I don't edit anything, so you're gonna see me screw up. You're gonna see me succeed. So, if you want to go check some of that shit out, you'll see every single one of these being poured. If you want to go back through and check it out, these are the most recent. This was probably a couple months ago, but these are most recent. This was a long time ago, and I actually did this live on when Liberty Bleed Silver and Vegas and all of them were together. Uh, Blue Collar, I did that a live pour for the Wounded Warrior Project. I did this one, for myself before, but then I poured a second one for Wounded Warrior, and it's all out there. It's all live. You can go back and check it all out, see how I do it. I'm not secretive. I show I I've broken it down and I've shown everybody exactly how I make a pour, how I cast it, how I put it in the dirt. I use Petrobond, but I show you exactly how I do it, how it's done, how to make the air vents. I'm not trying to keep anything from everybody. I want everybody to, if this is your something you want to do, I'll be more than happy to tell anybody, my secrets. I don't keep anything from anybody. Exactly. Share and share alike. You know, there's plenty of fish out there. I got a good name. I got a good reputation. I'm known as one of the most premier pourers, in our community, and I have no problem telling anybody how to start, how to do anything. You know, I'll give you step by step instructions if you want. All you gotta do is email me, contact me, and I'm more than happy to help you or help anybody. I don't keep secrets. I don't know if I'd say that, John. He's just Vegas has got his own thing going on. You know, he's more into his world than the YouTube world, which is fine. I mean, because I'm basically the same way. I mean, I will come up here and I'll talk to you for hours, but there'll be days that'll be like, Psh, I ain't fucking talking to nobody. I don't care. I don't care about pouring. I don't care about cleaning. Unless my heart is into it, I'm not doing it. I'm feeling really good today. It's been a great day. I've got the weekend off. I am excited about cleaning up this shit, getting stuff done. No, and that's cool for me. Because a lot of times my stomach is screwed up. Cause I had my gallbladder taken out. I think most of you know that, but it makes a big difference on what you eat and how it makes your intestines feel and bathroom issues. Let's just leave it at that. But I feel good. I feel good since I drank this stuff. Since I hit my fucking cutty start. Oh, my belly is feeling a lot better. So I'm ready to hit it this weekend. I'm ready to get some shit done. I'm ready to cut off all these sprues, get some shit put in the tumbler, get the bear's head going. I'm ready. Yeah, I've been through that too. I've had a stroke, I've had a heart attack. They had to literally when I had my stroke, I was on my left side of my neck, my carotid artery is 100% blocked. The other side was 70% blocked. So they operated on the right side, cleaned that out, rotor rooted it, whatever the hell they did. They didn't put stents in or nothing like that. They just said they cleaned it out. And they said, "Oh, the right side is too damaged." Well, yeah, that's because I didn't have any insurance at the time. Otherwise, they would have taken an artery out of my freaking leg. So I'm running on one freaking artery, carotid artery, going up into my brain. So I'm an eight-cylinder running on four right now. So I got to get with a cardiologist now and get all that shit straightened out. And I'll probably feel a lot better after that. But I went through freaking hell for a long time. but my blood pressure was fucking, what was it? I think it was like 220 over 180 when I first went to the doctor. You know, it was like a couple of weeks after my stroke, and my friends told me, said, you know, they finally got me to, you know, at least go get a checkup. So I went in to go get a checkup, and they had my blood pressure taken. And he's like, "You're going to the hospital right now." He says, "You're about to fucking stroke again." So they sent me in, and right then and there, the doctors were like, "You're going into surgery." He says, "Don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about the cost." He says, "You're going into surgery." He says, "We got to get you straight." Yeah, I'm very hard headed. You know, I don't like doctors. I don't like the way they treat you. You know, I just, you know, a couple months ago, well, 4 or 5 months ago, I had my gallbladder removed. And I go into the doctors, my main doctor, my primary, I guess you would call him. And then, you know, I still had freaking, I mean, they slit me wide open. You know, they couldn't do, because I had a perforated ulcer, because my hip was shot and I was taking so much freaking BC powder, I blew my freaking stomach apart. So I spent over a month in the hospital, and then another month sitting in my recliner with on IVs because my body went septic. And they go to do the gallbladder surgery, and they couldn't do it liposcopic. They had to slice me open, old school. So I go back to my primary doctor, probably about like a week after my surgery, and the nurse is like, you know, "Are you okay?" I said, "No, I'm not okay." She said, "You want any more pain medication?" I said, "If you're going to give it to me," I said, "Hell yeah, I'll take it." I said, "This shit hurts." And when I go to meet the doctor, he's like, "Oh, do you think you have an addictive personality?" What the fuck you mean addictive personality? He said, "Well, you asked for pain pills." I said, "No, I didn't ask for pain pills." I said, "Your nurse offered it." And I said, "Hell yeah." I said, "I'll take them." I said, "You all fucking slit me in half." I said, "This shit hurts." I said, "I'll take pain pills. Thank you very much." So I've never been back to that son of a bitch again. It's like, that's fucking crazy. I've been off my blood pressure medication for almost 2 years, and I feel fine. No, I'm probably going to wind up with a stroke or a heart attack before too long, but Mikey's, my heart has to be in it to clean the pores. I'm an artist. If my heart isn't in it, I'm just going to try to just pump it out and bang it out, and it's not going to be, if I'm not happy with it, you're not going to get it. No, Ben, I used to have the machine, but it freaking died on me. So I should probably get another one. But I feel good. You know, I don't have that whoosh, whoosh, whoosh shit in my head anymore. I lead, I lead a nice, comfortable, quiet life. I don't let shit stress me out. I don't worry about nothing. No, that's your biggest thing. Stress. Stress is your number one freaking killer. Number one killer is stress. Oh, you'll see the end results. Don't worry. Every time I clean up something and make it perfect, I always do a video on it. Ben, you got to go back and look at. Let me see if I can't find it. I think they're right here. Yep, here they are. I did Popeye and Bluto for Mr. Minix out of Silver. He sent these to me, and I was like, "Oh my God, are these gonna pour?" And Popeye didn't even have a pipe, so I created. Once I had him in the sand, I took a pin and I went down through and hit his mouth exactly where it was supposed to be. And then later on, I put a little piece of shot right on the end of it. But you can find these in my videos. Popeye and Bluto. I show you how I do the pour. I think I even showed how I went in and made the because when he came out, he looked like he had just a cigarette in his mouth. I tried to get the little shot put on it at the same time, but it didn't work out. But go back and see my videos. You'll see it. Mikey, I missed your point. What did I miss, Mikey? Oh, my heart is strong. It's just my arteries are clogged. I got a heart like a bull. I just got shitty plumbing. My dad was the same way. No, he died of a stroke at 84. But my heart is really strong. Everything about me is okay. I just got shitty plumbing. Yeah, it's probably cholesterol, but you know what? They never said a goddamn thing to me about diet or nothing. They just put me on meds, and that's where they freaking left me. They put me on meds that freaking left me with a limp dick. It was like, I ain't fucking taking this shit no more. I'm done. I'm out. I'd rather have a hard on than a freaking softie. And I know that's getting personal, but y'all are guys, you know what I mean. I'd rather live happy and die a few years early. But they had me on some. I was over. I had like a dozen pills they wanted me to take every fucking day. A dozen freaking pills they had me on. I was like, no, that's way too much. Don't tell me I need all this shit. You're getting freaking kickbacks from the fucking farming. No, thank you. Yeah, it's a scam. I totally believe it's a scam. And I feel so much better without any of them goddamn pills. It might take a few years off my life, but you know what? I don't care. I would rather live happy, feel comfortable without all these goddamn drugs in my system. If you're going to take a couple years off my life, fine. I don't want to live to be that old anyway. I'm 56. You think I really want to be 80? No. I'd rather just kick out, have fun, slide in that grave, and say, damn, what a fucking ride that was. I'm 56 years old. I got a girlfriend that's 31. I don't need this bullshit. Let me have a happy life. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't need these goddamn drugs. See, Nick, you know. I can keep up. I'm just a little bit slower. That's all. Shit, back in the day, oh my god, I don't even, I don't even, I don't, I'm not even gonna go there. Let's just say I can still take care of business. If I was on those damn pills, there's no way that would have happened. Well, Nick, maybe you should go find another doctor and say, hey, get me off the shit that I don't need. Just give me the basics that I need, and you know, because medication isn't very important. It's a very important thing, depending on your condition. You know, but sometimes they add so much other crap to it. You know, so maybe find another doctor and say, hey, this guy's got me on all kinds of crap. Do I really need it or not? And you'll probably feel a lot better. Oh, Captain Condom has far past me. My ex-wife had me freaking neutered a long time ago. There ain't no baby makers down here. She did the snip, snip, snip. Yeah, John, definitely. Like I told you before, I felt like my guts were all fucked up. A little bit of Cutty Sark. I've been feeling great ever since. Ever since. So little bit of old school remedies, you know, still work. Mikey, we're gonna talk ourselves into early graves. No, I don't think so. And besides, Mikey, to be honest with you, I would like an early grave. I don't want to live to be 80, 90 years old where I'm shitting my pants, you know, wearing diapers. Somebody's got to take care of me, laying in a bed. What kind of fucking life is that? Are you freaking kidding me? I'm going to live my goddamn life the way I want to live it, and I'm going to enjoy it. And when my time comes up, then God, you know, that's my time. I'm ready to go home anytime. I could fall asleep tonight. And if God wants to take me, it's like, all right, I'm ready to go home. Plain and simple. I've lived a good life. I've done some amazing shit. I'm content. Don't worry. All my silver will be taken care of. Ben, there was a time that I was actually a Baptist preacher. I know it's going to be hard to believe. I don't talk that way. I don't live that way no more. But there was a time that I was a Baptist preacher. I spent years with the church until I got divorced and they kicked my ass out. God forgave me a long time ago. I'm not worried about that. That's what happens when you're a believer. He forgives you for all your shit. I love humor. Bring it on. No, that's my biggest thing at work. Everybody's always like, "Oh my God, Donnie's so funny. Donnie's so funny. He does this. He does that. He's so funny." I'm like a comedian at freaking work. I deal with customers all day long. I work in a deli. In case some of you don't know, so I deal with customers all freaking day long, and I know majority of my customers by name, and they know me by name. And they'll be walking up to the counter. It's like, "Oh, I want this." I said, "No, fuck off. I ain't giving you shit tonight." They're like, "Come on." They're like, "All right, what do you want?" But I got a good rapport with all my people, and they love me. My job is to cut meat and cheese and make little old ladies smile. That's it. Lick a lot of puss. Yeah, I knew that one. What do you call a gay dinosaur? Megasaurus. Ben, I like you. You're cool. Oh, Ben, you're gonna fit perfect. You gotta sub up everybody in here. Hang out with our group. We're cool as shit. You gotta come by and see us in Metal Mob. Metal Mobs we do Sunday night. It's usually Liberty's channel or Humble's channel. We used to do my channel, but I screw it up every time, and I get the video all screwed up. So I told those two guys, you just run it by, to yourselves, because I don't care about the time. I don't care if I ever get monetized by YouTube or whatever. So I told those guys, I said, just hang it out. You know, you guys run it. I said, I'm still part of the show. You know, I'll always be in there. But we've been running for probably a little over a month now. And it's a good time. You know, it's late. It's Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 midnight, Eastern Standard Time. Because I usually work till probably about 11. So it gives me time to come home, get ready. So you got to check out the Metal Mob, brother. We always have a guest. Last week it was B Taylor. We got OC Stacker and T Bird coming up sometime in the future. It's just a matter of setting down a date. And if not, we'll just pull somebody up from the freaking crowd. We'll just drop a link and pull somebody up. It's like, all right, be ready. And Metal Bob is basically, we're kind of making a play on a mafia thing. If you go back to some of my posts, you'll see some of the videos that Liberty has made. Liberty does some awesome work with the AI and all that shit. So he makes some really cool stuff. He made me some killer freaking stickers tonight. But we hang out, we talk silver, we talk gold, we talk prices. We invite other guests to come in and talk about what they're talking about. Their vision of what gold and silver is going to do. I mean, it's all gold and silver related, but you know, last week we had B Taylor, and he's got his own fishing lure business going on. It was really cool. So we talked about that, and he's a stacker too, but he's gotten more into doing his thing, and that's fine. I mean, we got people who do metal detecting. We got people who do the magnet fishing. You know, um, we got people who pan. Humble is a panner. He pans for gold. Liberty stacks. I pour. We just it's all kinds of good shit going on. All right, then, Marsh, you have a good one, my friend. Shit, you're making me yawn. You gotta stop that shit. Yes, yes, John. We are the metal mob, and we have all our little mobsters out there as well. Anybody who comes into the metal mob, you're a little mobster. But we have a great time. Sometimes the show runs anywhere between 2 and 3 hours. Depending on how good we're getting into it. I mean, we just sit here and kind of bullshit just like this, but it's like three of us and the guest, and we go into everything. I mean, it could be something personal. It could be talking about silver, talking about gold, talking about pores, talking about painting gold, collecting. We pull up everything. I mean, our community has kind of like overlapped with a bunch of different communities, and it's really nice. It really is. I mean, it's not just silver and gold. It could be, like I said, magnet fishing. It could be, making fishing lures. It could be, all kinds of whatever. I mean, but we're all like in a big circle that's like closing in on itself, and we're all becoming like one group. So it's really cool. Well, I appreciate you coming by, Ben. Make sure make sure you sub up to some of these people. That way you can come and check us out. Look up the Metal Mob. Look up, everybody else in here. We're on Sunday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern Pacific time, 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time. I know it's a little late, but we have a great time. You come by, you're gonna have some fun. I tell you that. You're gonna get some laughs because we are we are definitely different. We have no problems busting on each other's ass. It's a good time. Well, check it out, man. All right, Ben. Have a great night. Appreciate you. All righty, what time we got? Oh, we're about 3 o'clock in the morning. So I guess we should all just kind of chill out. All righty, buddy. Cartier Silver. Saying y'all keep on keeping on. I appreciate you, my friends. Y'all have a great night. St. Nick, Ben, Renee, me, Marsh. I think that's all. That's all that's about here right now. Mikey. I think Mikey's already gone. All right, my friends. I shall see you tomorrow sometime because I will definitely be doing some pouring and I'll be doing some cleaning. So I'll be coming up with a video. All right. Y'all take care. See you.